Many hellos, you're tuned in to the Rewind Guys podcast, the show where we watch, discuss, and rate old movies, new movies, movies that defined our childhoods, and some we've never seen or even heard of before. This week, we're drilling, filling, and killing, because we're talking about The Dentist. So put your feet up, take a load off, and don't forget the popcorn, because the show is about to begin.
Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, three very sane spectators.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Andrews, joined by Mike Andrus.
What's up?
Russell Andrews.
Welcome to Walmart.
And Isaiah Page.
Welcome.
This week, we're talking about The Dentist. This was filmed in the U.S., released October 18th, 1996, has a runtime of 1 hour and 32 minutes, rated R, and had a budget maybe somewhere between $700,000 and $2.6 million. I seen both of those online, and I'm not sure which is which.
I believe the higher one.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about it in a second. This movie stars Corbin Bernsen as Dr. Alan Feinstone.
Things are going to hell around here. This has got to stop, Brooke.
Linda Hoffman as Brooke Feistone.
I've been working on a fundraiser all week long.
And is directed by Brian Yuzna. So you think this is the $2.6 million budget?
Just from the other budgets we've seen and like the quality of the special effects, and they had a lot of different filming locations, I think it's the higher one.
I didn't think they had too many filming locations. I mean, they had the office. They had his house.
I think he drove a Lexus. Come on.
Yes, with a
drove a
sweet
nice
tape deck.
car.
Man, did you see that stereo system?
Well, and they had the school.
And he had a cell phone in his car? Well, yeah. Car phones? He had a car phone.
Yeah, okay.
That's 2.6 million right there.
Right?
Maybe. All right.
In the 90s, yeah.
And then all that dental equipment?
Huh. All right. Well,
Dental equipment ain't cheap.
it could be 2.6 million. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. I guess I kind of see it. This was my choice, and I actually picked this kind of as a panic pick. There have been people trying to get me to watch this movie now for a long time, so I figured, what the hell?
Panic pick. You mean revenge pick.
And, you know, I'm not going to lie. I don't want to say too much, but I'm kind of glad I watched this movie. What did you hate most about this movie?
Most of it.
Is it just that it had to do with, like, dental work?
I'm not afraid of the dentist, but the whole teeth shit fucked me up.
Interesting.
And I was sitting
Yeah.
there during the whole movie just like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Oh.
He was crying.
no,
There were
no,
tears.
no.
There were tears.
Rocking
I
back
thought
and
about
forth.
it.
No.
I feel like it was the way he casually fucked everyone up, too. Like,
Casually?
well, I mean, like, yeah, he's losing his shit, but no one was stopping him. Like,
Well,
like
they
the
don't
one
see
lady-
him losing his shit because he's just sitting there just like staring off into space. But that's what they see. But he's just like,
I
I'm
don't wanna
losing my
jump too
fucking
far ahead,
mind.
but the one that got me the most, like, the lady was still awake. He had a person in the room, and he's just going ham on her tooth, destroying it. And the person's like, they're like, hey, maybe you should just leave. Like, get on out of here. He's just going to totally attack your tooth today.
That's
Like,
the one that fucked you up.
Okay.
That's the one that fucked you
It's
up.
like
the most.
leave now that half of your tooth is just gone.
Yeah.
Now what are you
God.
going to do?
Oh my God, that one was so cringeworthy. We'll get into it because we'll get to that point, but actors. Does anyone have a favorite? There's one character that I'm like, I like this guy. And then I'm like, I hate this guy so much. Is the detective.
Oh my
No,
God.
actually, no. If I had to pick a character I liked, was him. He was
Oh, man.
hilarious.
He was a cheeseball, dude.
He was great,
Yes.
though.
Although I did
know.
like the
He was great.
receptionist too.
Oh yeah, no, the receptionist was good.
She was good because
was
like
good.
she was the only one that had no idea at all that anything was going on.
Yeah.
The main detective and the receptionist. They were the two best people that I actually
you know, the
enjoyed.
receptionist was my favorite
hold up.
character. Yeah.
The character that I would pick to feel horrible for was the girl with the braces.
Yes. Oh, Sarah. Oh man.
She was my least favorite character.
I felt so
She
bad.
was so annoying.
just wanted
It's
to
like,
get
let's
the
take a
braces off.
30-year-old and try to make them look 12. And this is really awkward.
No, okay, that's unfair because man, I think anybody from like back in the day, dude, if you look at pictures of
Back in the
people
day.
like back then who were like 12, they look like they're 30.
No, she was definitely like 30, like trying to be 12.
See you then.
What is it, honey?
Look at this.
What?
There. You can't see that? The stain? How could you let him send it back looking like that? I can't wear that.
I'm sorry, I must have missed it.
Now I have to wear this.
Well, what's wrong with it?
My diamond cufflinks. When I wear white shirts, I wear my diamond cufflinks, but I can't wear my diamond cufflinks because they're still at the jeweler's having the stones reset, unless, of course, you pick them up for me.
I didn't have a chance.
This is where we open up with Dr. Feinstone, his wife, and the pool boy, or pool man.
He's a man.
He is a man. He's a man. And in the first scene, he's in the house. He sees his wife out there talking to the pool guy, and he's flipping out over his cufflinks. Mike, apparently your favorite scene.
No. He was flipping out over the shirt
Yes.
because he had a pink shirt and there was a barely fucking noticeable stain on this pink shirt.
I forgot about that.
She didn't see it when she picked it up, but it's like this stain that you could, unless you were actually looking for it, you wouldn't see it was there.
Talk
But he
about an
saw it.
eyesore.
I gotta say though,
Then he started.
I
bitching
would
about
probably
that, like,
also throw that shirt away.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'd be like, oh, there's a stain. I can't stop looking at it.
I mean, obviously
mean,
this guy's got some
I
money.
have
What
had-
difference to make?
a shirt with like a pinprick size stain on it that I just refuse to wear. Every time I pull it out, like, I like this shirt. Oh shit.
But you keep it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep it. Like,
Well, you got to.
I like the shirt. I can't do that.
But yeah, so he's flipping out over the stain, and then of course, so he's gonna wear, I guess, his white shirt, which he's griping and moaning about because he can't wear the white shirt without his cufflinks.
Whenever
Whenever,
diamond cufflinks,
Yes.
but those are at the jeweler.
yeah, and he doesn't have them. So she kind of calms him down and is like, "I was gonna give you these later because this is their anniversary, right? Is that the deal?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so she gives him his present early, and these are the ugliest cufflinks I have ever seen.
I like the weird, like, dangly fringe that's on them.
yeah,
Right?
I don't know who would
When
wear
I saw these, I
things.
realized it's like, do I not know what cufflinks are?
Yeah, because I was kind of confused of how they were supposed to work.
But I like how they use this to kind of paint the picture of how much of a dick he is. Because one minute he's like, everything's falling apart because there's a stain on my shirt and my cufflinks aren't here. What am I going to do? And she's like, here are these $1 million cufflinks. And he's like, oh, baby, I love you so much.
Oh yeah.
Now everything's
not only
great
that-
again.
I don't know if you call that, but they were platinum.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they were platinum cufflinks.
There's the $2.5 million budget. Because those were authentic.
Yeah.
They actually
Whatever.
had $2.5 million on
I
those
will
cufflinks.
say,
Yeah,
before,
they went to Walmart and they got the authentic platinum spray paint. And they
authentic platinum spray
They
paint.
hit them just right.
No, I will say, before this guy got crazy,
Gotta
if
hit it
I
with clear
were to go to a dentist, he would be the guy. Because this guy is meticulous.
he wouldn't take your insurance.
He probably would. And I probably couldn't afford him, man.
He
would
would
just
take me
your
because I
teeth.
don't have insurance.
Those themed rooms couldn't afford it.
I couldn't go to him. I have a broken tooth. He'd kill me. I don't want to die.
He flips out because now he notices that under her robe, she's not wearing any clothes. And she was just out talking to the pool guy.
What a filthy
Well, I was
whore.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to take a shower after you left.
Actually,
To be fair, he actually seemed kind of concerned. He's like, hey, you
Yeah.
got to be careful. Like,
I was just going to say, with as bitchy and moany as he was about the cufflinks, this happens, and I thought he was going to go off on her. And he's just like, look, you just got to be careful around, because you never know what.
I mean, he did it in a douchey way, but he did try to be like, hey, you just got to be careful. Like,
Yeah. And so, okay, maybe you guys can help me out with here because he leaves to go to work. He's got to go to the office. But what did he go back for? Because he went back.
Well, because when he touched her, how the
Oh.
movie, when he said about, like, filth, like, once it starts, it festers.
He
But when she went up to go upstairs, it's like, he noticed something on his hands. Like, what the hell is this? And then he goes upstairs. Oh, no, wait.
He noticed
First
that-
off, when he kissed her, because he said,
Oh, you
you've
brush
been
your teeth again.
Yeah, because you've been smoking again. It's like, now I got to brush my teeth again. He's like, I haven't been smoking. And like, blah, blah, blah. But then she goes to go upstairs. He looks at his fingers, something on his hands. And he's like, what the hell is this? But then you see her going upstairs, and she's got like this smudge on her arm. And you're just like, what? So it's like, but then you see when he goes to leave, and he's working on the filter, and there's nothing but a mess over there. That filter's just a wreck. And apparently,
his pool had Taco Bell.
oh yeah,
Oh, this is gross.
Taco Bell. That's more than Taco Bell. Shit. But so he left in his car, but then stopped because I think he had like suspicion that either something was going on or wanted to know
Yeah,
what
he
he
just
was really
started kind
doing
of
or some
putting
shit.
two and two together. Like,
Yeah, smudgy pool guy, smudgy wife.
Yes.
And now Smudgy's on my hand.
Okay, now this. Okay, oh my God.
this is gross.
He goes back. No, this scene is great. He goes back and he's looking through the blinds, and this is so disgusting. She is like suckling on his like crud covered fingers.
Yeah.
And like it's getting kind of hot and heavy. And I think
She sucks his dick.
okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure she's like sucking his belly button or something because I don't think she was low enough.
He's just very long, sir. It goes all the way up to his nipples.
Yeah, but the direction in which he's going up and down wouldn't make any sense unless he's got a serious curve.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like
It's called
Right
softcore.
angle.
it's like the L-shaped piece in Tetris. You know?
This is what softcore looks like, man. Come on.
But
you
yeah,
know.
it's so bad.
I want to
And-
point out, like, she was going to town on his finger.
oh yeah,
And like shows him a second later
That's just-
touching her and leaving the
Yes!
thickest smear
However-
ever.
That's what I'm saying.
From that finger.
It is so
That is
disgusting.
gross.
I know.
I don't know if that actually happened.
I don't want to know what that thing sucks up. That is
Because
gross.
a lot of the time when he sees filth, it's not really there. It's only in his mind.
Oh.
So
That's true.
was the pool guy really that dirty as he was seeing them? Because later on in the movie, he sees a lot of things that are really, really dirty, and then it cuts to someone else's point of view and it's actually clean. But he is so obsessed with filth because he's like
Oh.
so anal about everything.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Anal.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, I seen that, and after I seen his fingers and like that, what she was just doing, I'm just like, that is disturbing. Like, there's some like feces fetish going on here or something. But yeah, so now
He goes up to what? His upstairs office or whatever, and he's sitting in his desk. Or at his
Holds up
desk.
the most blinged PPK in
Oh,
existence.
yeah.
Like,
pearl
it's
inlay
amazing.
handle,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's a sweet
But
gun.
it's like he's just like contemplating everything, and then you go see him stare at the window. Then plays out this whole scene to where he goes downstairs, he grabs her head, shoves it down, and starts yelling at her and points the gun at him and tells her
He's
to
simultaneously helping and hurting him.
yeah.
This is I want to be involved with this kind of
What did he
lifestyle.
say? Let him feel them teeth.
She has a perfect bite.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then like right after that, like he puts the gun in his mouth and bam, and then you realize this is just all in his head.
Yeah.
The whole time he's yelling, he's like, "That's my wife!" Like, just so
That's my wife. Ladies, you fucked my wife.
Dude, that's like the perfect voice.
that is pretty good.
Hey, were you him? Did you play that part? So good.
Thought about it.
So instead of this,
Go back in time and be like, I got this, guys. Come on.
Alan? What are you doing here?
Paula, I didn't want to call from the house, but I'm thinking about throwing Brooke a surprise party next week. I wanted to make sure that time was good for you.
Yeah, what day?
Friday?
Friday's good.
You really should schedule a time. Checkup.
Oh, God, I hate dentists.
Yeah, but we've got that filling to redo. It's only getting worse.
so instead of this revenge scene, he decides to just follow the pool guy.
Which
Apparently,
is right next fucking store.
yeah, to the neighbor's house, whom they're friends with, of course, and she catches him. And she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I want to invite you to a party this Friday.
I like this scene in particular because it's such a thing of the past. Why would anyone ever go to invite someone to anything in person?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's something of the past, but like his whole thing is he's like, I didn't want to call you on the phone because I didn't want her to find out. I don't know how she would have
Yeah,
found
but he
out.
could have just texted her.
Texting's not a thing.
Snapchat just deletes your messages right after they view.
96.
96.
I'm joking.
But no, that's why I liked this.
He had a car phone, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's why I still don't understand why he couldn't have
Yeah, he
just
could have
called.
just called her from the car phone.
Well,
That is
yeah,
true.
but he wanted to do it in person so she wouldn't find out. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I guess Friday. Sure, I'll be there." And then he's still
But no,
trying
like-
to keep tabs on the
Like,
pool
she
guy,
accepted it.
right?
In like any other like time, it'd be sketchy as hell.
Right?
And she's just like, okay,
Hey,
I
sure
guess
thing.
party.
Sure shit. Let's do this.
Okay, so she
She goes back in the house.
Well, first he's like, "Hey, make sure you come back in the office too, because
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
he tells her to come get.
that's right.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
like seeing dentists. And
while
yeah.
she's talking, he notices like her fillings. He's like, we gotta fix those bad boys up. And so she's like, well, I don't like going to the dentist, but he's like, no, make an appointment. And so she's like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever. So she goes back inside. Now he's going around to the back, and now
Wink,
the pool boy who just got done getting fresh with his wife, is now next door getting fresh with her.
I know, and this dude's got some stamina. How many more houses does he have lined up? You know?
I don't know, but I bet he's making bank.
He's using that Tetris piece around town.
Oh. So at this point now, her dog goes crazy because it sees him.
Yeah, he's
And-
just leaning up against the fence because he's just like, ugh.
And I can't remember, how did he get out of the fence?
Didn't he reach over and start to open it at one point? Like he was going to go back there to
I
shoot
don't
him?
remember.
No, he put his arm on it and he was going to, and then the dog scared the shit out of him. He gets up, he gets pissed off and kicks the gate and antagonizes the dog, and then apparently latch came loose.
And then the dog runs out, bites his arm, and so in self-defense,
Kablam!
shoots the dog.
That poor dog.
Nothing. It's another one of those movie moments where it's like a gunshot.
Animal things are sad. Though.
And, they're not going to stop what's going on inside.
Wait, okay, I agree with this because basically you're in the house. Blam! Shit! What happened?
Maybe they had like some sweet lovemaking music going super loud in there. you know?
Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like in a nice-ass neighborhood, if you heard something like that, you'd be a little, cautious or curious, maybe?
Very.
Maybe old man Jenkins is shooting skeet on a daily basis, and they're just like, oh, he's at it again.
Old man Jenkins, probably.
You never know.
So we go back to the office where people are annoyed and waiting, and some people leave, and there's a few background characters who, by the way, I think are waiting there all day.
Yeah.
But there's only three. There's three characters here that we really pay attention to. There's Jody, the whiny ass little kid.
Wait,
There's
what?
Jody, the little boy?
How was he whiny?
Yeah, he didn't really do anything.
Excuse me.
That was a perfectly behaved.
Do we?
Yeah, he was a nice
hold up,
boy.
hold up.
being
Hold up.
whiny.
I just fucking watched this. I did not once see this kid whine until he actually went back and got his shit fucked up.
Until his ass got shanked. He was a perfectly behaved
He was
child.
Whiny
very
little bitch.
brave.
Take it like a man, kid.
He
Come on.
was the most well-behaved kid I've seen in movies, period.
All right.
I am calling you out
okay,
of that
all right,
shit.
fine. We have Jody, the well-behaved, perfect little angel boy. You're right.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
There's April Rain, who's going to get a cleaning. She's a beauty queen.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have Sarah, who just wants her braces off. She's so excited. She's waited 2 years, and it is time. Today's the day.
Oh, and don't forget about the talent agent.
Well, the talent agent was there because of
April. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's kind of creepy later on.
Yo.
In a little bit here, he gets kind of weird.
Yes, he does. Okay, so I have this little gripe, and it's so stupid, but I want to see what you guys think. The doctor gets back to the office, and he ducks down in his room real quick so he can tend to his bloody dog-bitten arm and kind of get things looking right and yada yada. Okay. But there's a scene where afterwards he walks up to one of the assistants, Jessica, who's just staring off into space, waiting for her line to approach, I'm sure, sipping her coffee. And it's weird because he walks up and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had arrived." And she kind of stumbles on the line.
Okay.
And that bothers me. Here's the thing. In real life,
That seems pretty natural.
it does seem natural. Exactly. But I watch that scene and it drives me nuts.
Wow, acting natural.
Why does it drive you nuts?
I don't know.
That's weird because
You nitpick the littlest shit.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
Me neither.
When she says it, it's just weird. I wish I could remember exactly, but she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had arrived." And it's just so, it seemed kind of forcefully, naturally unnatural, if that makes any sense. And it's so dumb because, like I say, most of the shit I say always comes out wrong or stumbled or whatever, but it bothers me.
And most of the acting in this movie is pretty terrible. And you picked that one spot.
It's
Yes.
like you and
could pick
Russell notice
anything.
it, but me and Mike and Russell don't give a shit. You're the only one who are like, "Oh, boo, this is bad."
Yes.
Who cares?
It's not bad. And honestly, I think that lady was
not bad,
a
but I'm
decent
irritated.
actor.
Did you also watch Food Fight? Because, I mean,
Yes. Let's get to some fun parts with this movie. All right. So we got the first one where he's working on Jody's first time there. And he's being...
You mean the angel boy?
Yeah,
Yes.
That whiny little bastard. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so... Yes.
He's such a nice, well-behaved child. Oh, he's an asshole child. Wow,
kid.
how? Where?
So he goes out there. He's really nice to him. He's pretty convincing as a nice dentist.
Oh, yeah.
You
And
know?
he was in the jungle room, which I got to throw in. His themed dentist room things.
Yeah.
I like
awesome.
that idea.
I think it's
Dude,
really
that's a
cool.
great idea.
I
love that.
I would go to a dentist like that. I mean, it'd be weird at first, but I'd be like, this is kind of neat.
I think it's a great way to get people to kind of relax and like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so Jody's in there.
Look at the leaves.
And
Hey, look, there's a monkey. Yeah.
So
Look, you're tearing my tooth out of my head, and
Oh, I
I'm just
know.
here for cleaning.
he's just there for a cleaning. And okay, so he's cleaning this poor kid's teeth and he starts tripping. And he's seeing he sees rotten teeth like all these kids, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like all these
Yeah.
people. But like, what do you guys think of the distorted, crazy vision?
You mean like when they kind of like
I feel,
skewed
to be
the angle of
honest,
things?
Yes.
I guess I kind of like the effects that they used for that. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah,
I
and
honestly
I,
didn't
it
think
did its
much of
purpose.
them. Like,
well, it's weird because at first I'm like, it's kind of corny, but then I'm like, nah, I actually kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I kind
it
of like
served its purpose.
the way that it was shot, especially like when they shot for some reason the hallway scenes in the office where it's just like this pink hallway with all
Yeah.
the doors. I don't know. There's something I liked about the way that it looked.
It looked, I don't know. It's weird because it was like, it wasn't a creepy office at all.
No, it's just fine.
It just
But,
looked
like, they
the
don't-
average office.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, I think with your long
I think
hallway
that's
shots,
what made it creepier than anything.
Yeah.
Was that it was just your typical normal office.
I kick her out. She'll take everything.
What?
Every penny I ever made.
What did you do? He's bleeding!
He has to learn to sit still.
Mrs. Sanders, we're very
It's
sorry.
okay, Jody. We're gonna go home. This visit is over, Dr. Feinstone.
Mrs. Sanders,
It's over.
Doctor, are you all right?
We can't take children anymore. The child is spoiled. Spoiled rotten.
he's losing like his grip on reality. He sees this disgusting decayed like gum hole on this kid, and he just goes to town with this like metal toothpick scrapey guy and jabs him right in his gums. It's kind of cringeworthy. There's some stuff that's way worse coming up, but then of course now he starts crying.
Well, I mean, he has a
Asshole.
hook stuck in his head now, and there's blood everywhere.
Oh man,
Kids, your kid's so well unbehaved. He needs to learn to sit still. The kid wasn't moving.
he moved. He moved. Like, come on, man,
Well,
really?
he's got to cover it up, okay?
Well, yeah,
You can't
obviously.
say I was just having,
Stop tripping balls
hallucination and accidentally just stabbed him in the head because I was thinking about my wife sucking some dude's dick while I was inside your son's mouth.
Oh my god,
This is getting too
that
weird.
doesn't sound good.
Funny thing, like during this whole thing, everything that he should have been thinking was just like, "Brr," he was saying it. Like,
yeah.
there's a dude. You're freaking this fucking lady out.
Oh yeah.
She's not gonna like you here in like 5
As
seconds.
the lady runs out of the room, he just looks at this and goes, "We can't take children anymore."
Yeah, it's so good. But okay, so he goes, he gets a kind of sort of gets a grip and goes back to his office, and oh man, he has taken like a fistful of pills, man.
I kind of thought
And
of
she
this.
walks by, "Are you okay?" And he's choking.
Choking on pills.
This all takes place over the course of a day.
Yes.
But I realized he was already hallucinating and going crazy before this, because like by the end of the movie, I was like, "Oh man, was it when he started chugging pills? Is that when he went?"
Oh, I'm gonna
No.
assume
Crazy.
that
Actually-
he has the pills because he's had this like probably has like this manic disorder or something.
Yeah, I think so too. And actually, the I mean, all this takes course in one day, but the whole movie I think is 2 days.
Oh, you're right. It is 2 days.
Because he takes his pills and he calls his wife up, and now he's like kind of calm. He's like, "Hey, I'm kind of running late and stuff." And she knows that by the way he's talking, something's not right. And she's like, "Did you take more than one pill again?" And so apparently he does this often. And he's like, "No, I just I'm running late. Can you meet me at the office tonight?" Because they're supposed to be going out for their anniversary. And she's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And oh my god, she hangs up the phone, and I was just like, damn. I was like, I guess you're right. They are both assholes to one another. But this is why I really hated her, because she's trying to be all nice, whatever. She hangs up the phone, and she's just like, asshole. And I'm like, damn, lady.
But then after he hangs up the phone, he says, "Bitch."
Yeah.
I actually like that scene a lot.
It is a real hate relationship. I think they're just together out of convenience. Is all
Plus,
it's a
she
marriage of
kinda
convenience.
hot, so why not?
You think so?
I mean, if you wouldn't do her, then I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you. She's doable. Just saying, just throwing it out there.
Okay.
Especially after he removes all her teeth.
I mean,
You know what that's gonna feel like? That's gonna be perfect.
Them gum jobs.
Oh my god. Okay,
Is it
so
gummy there?
okay, he's messed up on drugs. He's going crazy, but somehow he's holding his shit together kind of good.
kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, you know,
for the moment.
except for stabbing children in the face. You know.
Yes.
Whoops.
You know, in
My bad.
in fairness, if you look at those teeth scrapers, they're not deathly. He poked his gums and made him bleed. Okay,
It was
come
like
on.
stuck in there. It was like dangling in there.
They're also like not
God,
that
that's making
sharp.
my mouth hurt. I need this. You guys get through this.
So okay. I think the thing is that they're supposed to kind of get gradually worse and worse as we go here. So now
as he breaks
Gradually
down.
get worse. No. The
So-
next one get gradually worse. That
No,
just
actually-
went up 5 steps and said "fuck you."
I will say, okay, I kind of feel like Isaiah in this next scene, and I've heard actually a couple of you guys use this before, and I feel 100% using it right here. This next scene made me feel uncomfortable. So, all right, he
The incredibly uncomfortable rape scene.
oh yeah,
That I
yeah.
completely forgot
I
happened.
was incredibly
You forgot that happened?
Yeah.
You were incredibly comfortable?
I was.
That's weird.
I was like,
Moonlighting.
I wish my dentist would do this to me. Drugs and sex
Did not.
would make my dental visit way better.
Wow.
I feel like you did not forget this scene, Mike. You just blocked it from your mind because you didn't want to remember it, and we brought it back. You're like, God, this scene.
Honestly, when you guys started going into this scene, like, oh shit, yeah, this scene.
Okay, so this next scene is when he goes into April Rain's room.
Oh, this
And-
one made me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
And
No.
and she's just there for a cleaning, and the assistant's like, "Oh, doctor, well, we're all done here." And he's like, "No, I see a shadow on this X-ray. We have to take care of this now." And she's like, okay." And I think he sends her out, doesn't he?
Yeah, to get something or do something else. Like,
Okay.
Go take care of this other thing.
So he sends her out, and he's just trying to. He does kind of start to tackle this semi-professionally.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want needles. She doesn't want a shot. And he's like, well, I'll use this topical anesthetic. And she's like, no needles. He's like, okay, I guess we'll use some nitrous. And so he gives her some nitrous.
And things get.
The way he asked her about
and I
it,
don't
he
hurt
sounded like
you.
a drug dealer. Like,
Like, wait, why? What? I can't remember how he asked her.
it's like, you ever had nitrous or something like that? Like,
You ever had nitrogen before?
Did you ever try heroin, baby?
Yeah. So.
And then this is
What about
for
some
me
heroin?
probably the most romantic scene
Oh
I've
man.
ever experienced. In it.
Okay.
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Oh man.
No.
So okay. All right. Okay. So he's
He
pumping
gasses
her.
her up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's gassed up.
Oh, she grabbed him though.
Yeah,
You heard
she,
me.
she,
I heard you.
she asked
she
for
grabs
it.
him by the dongle.
What did she?
She
Yeah, she
grabbed
grabs
him
his
first.
dick and says, "You don't hurt me, I won't hurt you."
Yeah.
And then
Well, wait, wasn't that more of a threat though? I mean, I don't think she's trying to get fresh.
Yeah, that
how
was
do
a
you
threat.
threaten someone by like caressing their balls?
Okay, well,
Well, you gotta think she was on the dergs, so she can't she's
yeah,
losing
I mean,
her
that's
like ability to
true,
grab
but-
shit.
hey, I guess that's consent, right? You
I
grab
mean,
a balls.
kind of. You grab someone's.
She started
junk,
it.
you know?
So okay, while he doesn't even get started on doing anything with her teeth, and he's like,
I do though. Like when she touched his junk, and he's like,
But then because then she started talking. Yeah.
the filth. Yeah, he starts seeing filth again. Wait, he never seen her mouth messed up though, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he? I remember he seen his crotch was muddy, and then it went away. But I don't remember.
He jizzed his pants.
No, he didn't because when she was going to check her mouth, she started talking all this shit. Like men are like basically trash talking men.
Men
So
are liars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then he just kind of went, all right, grab the gas,
And then like at some point, I don't even think he seen her as his wife yet. I do think he's kind of going crazy, but all of a sudden it's like putting his finger in her mouth, and she kind of wraps her lips around. He's like going in and out, and things are. I'm like watching, like
You can
oh.
see the light bulb appear above his head.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
if she does this to a finger,
No, all right.
what else will she do this to?
What I thought was gonna happen because when he stood up, I'm like, as it was starting to pan down, I was like, he's gonna unbutton his pants and shove his dong in her mouth. And like, no, didn't happen. Would have been just as bad, but didn't happen.
Man, no.
You could not have said that in a more tasteful and classy way.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I kind of maybe feel
This movie's all sorts of wrong.
it really is, especially this particular scene. I don't think he maybe would have went any farther, except for now he sees her as his wife.
Yeah.
And she's like naked in her robe. Well, whatever. And
Naked in her clothes again.
Naked in her clothes again. And so now he's like he sees his wife like naked, but he's undoing April's blouse and shirt and taking her nylons off, and I'm like, oh my god, this is getting so weird right now.
He got deep in her.
And
It's
it
like
doesn't
the most
at least with
awkward
his
make-out
hand.
scene. Like,
oh
ever.
yeah, and then all of a
He's
sudden
making out and touching her lady bits.
oh yeah, and then like he flips because he realizes it's his wife, and his wife is like a cheating whore,
Yeah, she's filth.
and so like now he
Societal filth.
Goes to choke her out.
so now he like wraps his hands tight around her and like is just
And now it's getting kinky.
oh yeah.
Now I'm
He's-
like, oh,
man,
choke me, daddy.
oh my god, I honestly thought that he was gonna kill her. I thought for sure he was gonna kill her.
Honestly, he
But then he
probably
stopped
should
because,
have.
death is too good for her.
Oh yeah, death was too good for her. But again, he thinks it's his wife. He's not right in the head. And so
You think?
I mean,
The ones that clicked in his brain, he's just like, oh shit, wait, no, you're just feeling the effects of the nitrous oxide.
Yeah, because
well,
the nitrous
yeah.
runs out
Oh,
in
yeah.
the middle of this, and she starts kind
well,
of
yeah, he
coming
cranked
too.
that shit up high, so he.
yeah.
I'm not familiar with nitrous, but I feel like
I should have killed her technically with that much pumping into her.
yeah.
That's what she said. Wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
To the pool boy. They should kill me with how much you're pumping in me.
That's pretty good.
Oh god.
You a model? You look like a model. Have you ever done any runway work? It ain't easy, no sir. Those girls got to be very confident to get up there in front of those judges. They got to have the walk. You want to try?
No.
We all got to have our secret dreams. Go on, stand up, give it a shot.
No, I don't know how, I've never done anything like.
Come on, take a few steps to a new beginning. Go on. Go on.
Her manager
Yes.
knows
The
this is taking too long. Yes. What's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. He's going to look for April Rain. And
Whoa.
What?
Well, while he's in the waiting room, he's getting
yes.
kind of bored. So he
Oh,
sees
man.
the okay, maybe not 30-year-old, the 20-year-old.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretending to be like 14.
Embarrass the fuck out of her.
And he's like, hey, baby,
Kind of mean.
I know you're like 12, but you got knee socks.
Yeah.
So why don't you just like pretend like you're a model and let me stare at you for a little bit?
Yeah, so she reluctantly, she didn't want to do it at first.
And he's like,
No,
just
she
do
really
it.
didn't want to.
But
Just
then,
do it.
then like she gets up and
Nike,
she's
just do
trying
it.
to walk, and then she kind of feels kind of like like
She
hey.
also awkwardly does this like right in front of the old guy.
Yeah, I know that was kind of
Yeah,
strange.
and
It's like you could just like I don't know if they told him to do it, but he's just like staring straight forward, like I must not look.
yeah,
I have a feeling though, if I was that old guy and I saw that, I would say to the talent agent, who at this point I'm like, are you really talent agent? Or are you just a creepy guy that
Yeah.
carries fake
You creepy
business
fucking
cards?
pervert.
I would have been like, dude, what are you trying to do here?
yeah. No
what
kidding.
are you up to?
Too much.
She's 20 trying to be 12. Calm down.
And it's so weird. So she gets up and you could tell she doesn't want to. She's feeling weird. But then the moment she's kind of like, maybe this could really be my calling kind of a thing.
Yeah.
He goes up to the desk and just completely blows her off because I can't remember why, but they call him up there.
Yeah.
And so he knows something's wrong or something's going on. So he
I
goes.
didn't hear them call him up there. I just saw him just like the moment she like got all comfortable. All of a sudden he walks to the desk and like, boom. Why is this taking so long? You've
Yeah.
been here for a while now.
And then she's just standing there like, oh,
My bad.
okay. And then she just goes and sits back down. So he goes off to find April Rain, and before he can make it to the room, he steps out with her, and he's trying to like kind of get her put back together
Well, I
as
mean,
nice
it's
as
like
possible.
after awkwardly trying to hold her down in the chair, trying to put her clothes back together, like
And then-
in which
Right.
a plot device,
then
he
pulls-
pulls the pantyhose off and chucks him, hides him
Yeah.
on the corner.
Well, because it'd be too.
Oh,
I feel
no.
like it'd be too obvious and hard to pull them back up
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
while
so he had to
she's
just take
coming
them
out of
off.
it.
Right. And the door opens, and the manager's like, whoa, something's going on. He's like, oh, she just had a bad reaction to the nitrous. And, like, oh, and we took her shoes off because, to kind of get her a little bit more comfortable. I'm just like, the whole thing is
Doesn't
just
make sense.
weird. It's
To be
so
fair,
bizarre.
I don't think he took her shoes off.
Oh, they were off.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
he
no,
didn't
no.
take that. She just kicked them off.
Did she?
She did.
I mean, like, she was flailing her legs all over the place.
probably
before
when his
he-
hand was inside of her.
Probably. No, but I'm saying, like,
Man.
before anything
All
bad
that
even started.
insides.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I could see that. If you
And
have
they're like-
shoes that can slip easily on and off when you're at the
Yeah.
dentist, I mean, why not just slip them off before you sit down? You'll be sitting down for a while anyway. I don't think
Yeah.
that's that unreasonable, really.
It just, I
Smell
think,
my stanky feet.
I just don't think that on top of everything else helped at all.
No,
At all.
boys for 35 hours and smell them.
So he goes out to the waiting room, and then I think this is where the IRS, oh my God, I hate this guy. The IRS guy shows up. He is just blackmailing him for all this free dental work. But before anything else can go down this workday, Mark Ruffalo, whatever his name
Mark
is.
Ruffalo.
Hulk.
Mark Buffalo.
Hulk smash.
He
Hulk
shows.
come back in and he smashed.
Oh yeah, he comes
Yeah,
back
he
in. He's
did.
like, "You son of a bitch, you pervert!" And he just like
Wank.
He,
Whoa. This is wanking.
he wanked that doctor.
Just like the girl did.
Yeah, so no, he comes back. And he just like punches him right in the face and sends him down. And he's like, he gets back up. He's like, "No, it's okay. Everyone go home. Everyone go home."
Also, I want to point out, like, this dude comes in, yells, "You pervert!" punches him in the fucking face. And the doctor's like, "No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine." If that's not the biggest admission of guilt,
Yeah.
like they're like, "We're gonna call the police." He's like, "No, it's fine." It's like, yeah, I feel like
It's
that's
fine.
like,
She just had a bad reaction to the nitrous.
That makes complete sense. But I did not put that together at all when I watched this, in the least.
that was like an immediate thought for me. I was like, man, that seems. He's so suspicious, and he's like, "We have to close."
And we'll get there, but Jessica knows, his assistant knows something's up, and Karen kind of tries to defend him later on.
It was fine. She just had an adverse effect to the rape. Just didn't go as planned.
She woke up and said, "You fucking me? No. I did not consent."
Fucking no. That was so good.
I think you broke Mike. Mike's down.
Alan?
My dear. I wanted you to be the first to see my finest achievement.
To finish up this day, he tells everybody to go home. Sarah's bummed out because she's got to reschedule for the following day, and she had a party that night. It was like, wasn't it like a my braces are off kind of a party for some reason? Okay.
I could see that.
All right. No, that's fine.
She's a teenage. Well, she's supposed to be a teenager. It's
Yeah.
a big deal for kids. I bet. I don't know. Fucking braces.
I suppose. But yeah, and before everything closes up, we do see Assistant Jessica telling Assistant Karen about the nylons that she found, and
Wait,
she's
is her
just
name
like,
actually Karen?
yes, it is actually Karen. It's
Fuck
legitimately Karen. And she tries to defend the doctor. She's just
Yeah.
like, hey, it could, you're making a big
She
deal out of
has
nothing.
faith in him.
Yeah,
apparently.
it could have just fallen out of somebody's purse. Chill out.
Bullshit.
But yeah, now after what you had just said, though, no, it makes 100% sense that nope, that there should be some red flags here. 100%.
Well, I mean, first of all, this guy is rich. He's obviously an eccentric. He has some issues, and she probably doesn't want to lose her job, which probably pays very well
Probably.
at
Yeah.
that really nice place. So she's like, I'm going to keep giving him the benefit of the doubt until it's 100% obvious that he's raping everybody.
Yeah. The office now is closed, and it's dark. I guess apparently, at least it seems like it is.
Cut back to the house. She's getting dressed.
Yeah, oh yeah. She gets her.
Put on her sexy
Brooke,
clothes.
the wife, puts on her black dress with her black undergarments.
Black
And-
I'm
panties,
just saying,
black
she's
bra.
looking pretty good.
Yeah,
She's
I
looking pretty
guess
good.
not for long though. Not for long.
Call her a butterface if you want.
Ugh.
You know, you don't need her face.
I don't know, man. Okay, so she meets up at
Put a
the
bag on that.
office, and he's excited because he wants to show her his new themed room because all his
Yeah.
exam rooms have themes. There's What do we got? I think we only seen like 3, right?
There's the jungle room,
the
heaven room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then there was another one. I can't
This is
remember
all
what it
we've seen
was.
so far.
Well, so far, yeah. But there's another one later when he goes to the IRS guy. He's in the room, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was either.
No, he took him back to the jungle room.
Was it?
Well, somebody went to it. No, then it was his neighbor that came in.
Yeah, because he went to put on some sort of music, and she's like, "Don't even bother," kind of thing. But yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, I think we've seen a total of 4 rooms because he's trying to show his wife the newest room,
which is like his crowning achievement.
Oh yeah,
no pun intended.
Looking room. The Italian opera room.
Yes.
That's what it was.
He loves opera, and this is like his like apex of rooms right here. He loves this room, and he's like, you sit in the chair, and she doesn't want to. She's like, come on, we gotta go, and he's like, no, come on, just humor me. Sit in the chair. And so she sits in the chair. Right after he holds her down with something on her neck.
He took his scarf off and tied it tight enough that way it wasn't choking her, but she couldn't get up.
Yes.
And
ties
then
her
threw
hands.
the nitrous on. And then when she kind of like started getting weak from it, then he tied her hands.
But he couldn't have given her too much nitrous because she seemed pretty like alert and there.
It was just enough. I think it was just for her body to get loose enough to where she wasn't really fighting. So he could tie her up.
When he walked out into the opera room for the first time and he had that fancy white scarf.
Yeah.
I thought for a second, I was like, is this like the Jewish room? Because you know, like those, what are they, like the...
Oh, yeah.
What are they called?
I don't know.
It's the Jew room.
They cut off the pee-pee head? What is that? What's that guy called? No, what's the guy called? That does that?
Man. You know, I feel like I know this.
Sorry, Jewish people listening. I don't know your culture. But he looked like that with the long,
I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
Yeah, the rabbi.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm an idiot.
We all are.
Is the rabbi the one doing the chopping?
I don't know.
You call yourself an idiot. All 4 of us going to figure this out.
We're a collective idiot. All right, so he okay. This is the first really cringing moment for me because he just goes in with these like dental player things and he's pulling teeth. But I will say,
every part of my body was just like ungodly uncomfortable. I'm like, I can't watch this.
As cringing as I'm and uncomfortable as this is, I like when he's going in. You can see the teeth kind of moving a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like though that they like. I thought that I don't know what it's called.
The practical effects for that were great.
The practical effects.
But
That's what I'm looking
horrible
for.
at the same time. I hated it.
You know,
I
thought they were really cool.
I have to say, my little tiny gripes aside, it hit the mark well. Like I'm watching this, like, oh my God.
I did notice when he brought the pliers in, there was a little wiggle before he started wiggling, and I was like,
and you can see the teeth next to it all kind of give a little bit, but no, it's not bad.
It was like that, but it looked great.
Oh no, yeah, it did.
I appreciate that they actually showed it versus
Yes.
most would just have shown a side view.
Yeah, like
or
some blood spurts or something.
Yeah.
And furthermore, I love on a couple of these, and correct me if I'm wrong, but don't we get like mouth cams where it's like a shot from in the mouth looking
I like
out? That's
that.
really cool.
It's just...
It's so good. But yeah, so he rips out all her teeth, and that's the end of night 1 or
Now
day
move on
1.
from this scene as if it's gonna happen.
He
You
also
guys talk about
threatens
something
to
else
cut her
now.
tongue
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, threatens to cut her tongue out, pulls her teeth out, and that's it.
And as far as I'm concerned, the movie should have ended here. Because I'm going to be honest, I loved this movie up until day 2.
Really?
I was expecting it to be really bad, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, I'm going to give this movie a really good rating. This movie is great. I love this movie. This movie is awesome. And then once they started bringing in the detective, and then more people started dying, and then the end, we'll get there. That was atrocious. I was like, okay, now I'm back to thinking this movie's crap.
Okay. I'll kind of
I think
jump.
some of day 2 was acceptable.
I'll jump a little bit on board of this bandwagon of not liking day 2 as much as day 1, but I like, okay, so if I were to break it, I don't think I would hate the second half. I think the second day is ultimately almost like half the damn movie. I will say I maybe didn't like the last quarter.
No.
Because
I just didn't like the last half.
I think they tried to make like this huge climactic ending and it just fell flat.
I agree.
So, okay. All right, so day 2 happens and you wake up.
Give or take on the ending.
It's morning and the detectives are going to his house because he's a neighbor. They say, hey, we're investigating this dog murder next door.
I want to point out we are 3 for 3 on dog murdering movies.
This one, Polar, what's the other one?
The Platform.
Yeah.
Wiener dog got eaten.
Oh, that's holy shit.
They ate the wiener.
Is that our theme? We review movies that dogs die in?
I'm like, when he was gonna shoot the dog originally, I'm like, people hate seeing dogs die, so it's not that common.
No, it's not.
It's
Actually,
like, how have we found 3 movies in a row,
man,
that the dogs get killed?
That is so funny because
Right?
dogs and children are 2 things you do not see very often in movies as far as deaths go.
Because animal deaths like that are horrible. Why would you kill someone's
And
dog?
the next movie I'm picking is Serial Dog Rapist 2: The Murder.
Serial dog rapist to the murder.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So
Well, but before they went to his house though, they show the crime scene where the dog's dead.
yes.
And they're like, "Oh, do you think it's that guy who's been breaking into all the houses in the neighborhood?" And the guy's like, "Well, I'm not sure because he's never used a gun yet." And then the guy's like, "Well, because this is important.
Yeah.
I have a point to make about this later."
Okay.
But he's
Okay.
like, "Well, the robber hasn't shot anything yet with shot anybody or anything as well. There was never a dog involved before, so maybe he used a gun this time because there's a dog." So it's like,
Right.
well, that makes
I
sense.
kind of like that because it was like a good counterpoint from the other detective. Like,
Yeah, that was
it's like,
good.
well, he's never run into a dog before either.
This is the scene where we first see the main detective, and I liked him. The first time we see him, and he's just kind of trying to act like a detective. I'm on board. He seems fine.
Yeah, he does seem like an okay guy.
We've got a couple of questions we'd like to ask you.
There's been a series of robberies in the neighborhood, and we were wondering if maybe you might have heard something, seen something.
No, I've heard nothing, seen nothing.
And Mrs. Feinstone?
What do you mean?
Well, did she hear or see anything out of the ordinary yesterday morning?
I don't think so, but I could ask her when she wakes up.
Well, she's a lucky lady. As soon as the sun hits my eyes, I'm up. Here's my card. Give me a call. Do either of you own a firearm?
No.
You're a dentist, right?
Yes?
It's a little like a cop. A necessary evil.
Now, going back to the morning, they're going to interview Alan about, hey, did you hear anything? You know anything? Why would somebody do this? And he's like, yeah, I have no idea. And they ask if he has a gun, and he's like, no, I don't own a firearm. And the
This
detective
kind of annoyed me
why?
because they ask him, it's like, oh, do you own a gun? And they're like, he's like, oh, no guns. Completely just denies it.
No gun.
And later when they look up, he's registered.
Yeah.
His handgun is registered, and he's a member of a shooting club.
Yes.
And the cops never point that out as odd. It's like, he lied to us.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
No,
That's
they
why they went back.
Yeah, that's.
Or no, they
yeah.
didn't point. All right.
As-
No, they
as
went
soon as
back
they saw
because he owned a gun because they were just questioning, but they didn't ever say it's like, this is odd that he lied to us. Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Oh, because okay. Going forward to the scene where they find out he has a gun, they were in the car. Or the main detective guy was in the car. The other one comes out and he's like, "Oh yeah, he does own a gun and he's registered to this gun thing." And then he's all like, "You were right." So like he went on his hunch
I
to
guess
like
I must have just missed that.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
it's a very brief scene.
I was gonna say because I was like, they're just not acknowledging it at all. They're just apparently going back because he owns a gun. I'm like,
I like how like fast this shit took though. If we're jumping to that scene, like they got the bullet, and all of a sudden within like hours, like I know technology is more advanced now, but at that time it wasn't. I don't think it was advanced enough to within a couple hours, everybody nearby that owns a gun and what gun they own. I'm like, they're really that fast? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of paperwork to go through to figure that out.
You think so?
I don't know.
I mean,
they have that shit. All my guns are registered at the police station, at least handguns.
Well, yeah,
right. I mean, I guess. I mean, I get that.
But within
I
hours,
feel like
they
that
figured
shit's right on like
their
on hand
computer.
for them.
Yeah.
So it's like within hours they figured out what the bullet was from and who all in the area owned a gun. At least what I figure, that you don't hear about stuff like that till like at least the next day.
Well, I mean, I guess.
But then again, I don't know.
They had an intern who was just on point that day.
I guess I don't recall if they knew exactly what gun the bullet was from.
Oh, they did.
Did they?
They pointed it out. I was like, damn.
They determined the bullet was a 380. So like, oh well, who owns a 380 in the area? It's like, oh,
Oh.
he's the only one.
Right. But either way, I mean, like, I guess.
Or no, apparently there's a bunch of them, but it's like, oh, he's
You
the
know,
closest.
He's the
I have to say, though, I'm usually the one to gripe about small shit. This one, I don't think it bothered me. Even if they didn't know the bullet.
Just because I missed that one scene, and I was like, where's like the vindication? Where's like the
Yeah.
oh, we got him type moment? I was missing that.
But I think that I think
so my
that
complaints
even
with this scene are all gone.
I think even if they knew, or if they didn't know what gun that bullet was from, I think that if they looked in their database of who owned guns in the area, which I think is still within the technology of 96.
But this was the 90s. They didn't have computers. They did not have electricity. And they did not have paper.
They had to check all their stone tablets.
Yeah. They had to go to the Oracle and ask for some advice.
You know?
Yes.
I feel like you're really good at just poking jabs at people.
But yeah, so
I get to feel Russell's wrath.
So I'm still pretty much on board for the most part, and obviously
I have no idea
the
how this
detective
stuff works.
kind of had like a hunch, where he's like, they found out he does have a gun, so they do go back. Let's rewind because I think we're a little bit ahead. We're starting the second day. He's back at the office after the detectives asked about the firearm, and he's like, no, I don't have one. And now we're back to three main people. We have three main people again this day. We have the IRS asshole who's back to blackmail for free dental work.
We missed a super important scene.
What?
I'm gonna punch you because you like literally skipped like a good at least 20 minutes.
He wakes up in the morning.
Wait. Yep. You guys are all right. We spent so damn long talking about the detectives. I forgot about this. After the detectives leave that morning,
We didn't show him position her, but
she is
more or less
it's implied.
Well, yeah.
She was tied to the chair.
They show like the last little bit of him placing the hat. Like they showed him complete.
Oh, okay, right. But she is tied down on a lawn chair poolside,
like a lounger.
Yeah, and the pool boy's out there doing his duties, and the whole time because you do see this.
She looks like she's asleep at the side of the pool. You put a sun hat over her face.
And you see this through the patio doors as he's even talking to the detectives. And so you're right. And then of course, right after they leave, the pool boy finds a tongue in the pool.
Yeah.
And then for some reason,
he made good on his threat.
And and apparently, I guess what he knew it was her tongue.
Well, I mean, I think he realized it was a tongue.
Well, right, yeah.
I should probably tell the owner that there's a tongue in the pool.
Well, okay, but he approached her so like he expected something.
Well, yeah. Why is there a tongue in the pool? Maybe she's a murderer.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
The dude's like, what the fuck's going on? I have sex with this girl on a daily basis, and now there's body parts in her pool.
Also, yes.
I don't know, man. If I found a tongue in the pool, I'd probably be pretty weird about my next action.
After he scooped it out, he stared at it for a long time. Like, it took him a while to figure out, it was like, that's a person's tongue.
Yeah, I guess. But like, it was just so weird to me the way he approached her. Like, he expected something gross under that hat. And by the way, she is tied up to that chair. And the moment he removes the sun hat and sees that she's all like deformed in the mouth area,
But was she tied
one hand? Just one hand.
I don't know. Her left hand is now free with the dangling
I don't remember
tube.
seeing ties on her.
She had tubing and it was supposed to be
Unless
tied.
instead of tied it, she just wrapped it.
Well, I don't know, but now this hand is free.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this scene was I thought this scene like I said, as day 2 progressed, I liked the movie less and less.
It was a little cheesy.
It's like they got lazier throughout as the movie progressed.
They ran out of budget.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the scene.
It's weird though because so he discovers she's all fucked up,
toothless and tongueless.
Yeah, and now the doctor's behind him, knife to the throat, and I think he actually tried to get away, and he slashes his throat, and then just goes to town on this guy until he dies. But here's
and then he just nonchalantly
just like as a big old fuck you to the pool cleaner. He chucks a bloody knife in the pool.
Right, but
clean this bitch.
I have a question. So the wife is not dead, right? She's alive, and he leaves to go to work. She has all this time to get help, and nothing happens with her character after this point?
I don't know. I guess they didn't really show what happened. I suppose he, could have in between scenes without it being shown that like he took care of her, put her back in the house or something, or maybe she was drugged because she was kind of weird just sitting in the chair anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So who knows? He probably had some medication or something.
I suppose.
They showed
the pills.
They showed pills and
baby food. I think baby food because she doesn't have teeth. She can't chew.
Oh my god!
Is that what that was? Was baby food?
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that when he comes.
Was that their anniversary dinner?
Yes. God, I want to talk about that, but we'll get there.
Yeah, that's
okay.
later on.
I didn't know that was baby.
I just realized what you said.
Wait, what?
Baby food, my darling. Enjoy.
I said was
Happy
the baby food their
anniversary.
anniversary dinner.
Oh, so good. No, okay.
Probably.
All right. Well, we come back to the house in a little bit here, but okay. So we go back to his office, and there's a lot I'm going to go over. I'm going to kind of gloss over because, again, I think they tried to go with this big like climactic ending, and it just kind of falls flat. But so in the office, we got a few people that we're going to focus on the most. We've got the neighbor who does show up to get her fillings taken care of. Sarah's back to get her braces off, and the IRS guy comes back.
Yes.
And so the first thing is, oh my God, this is the most cringing one. Okay, so he gets to the office and he's going to work on the neighbor's tooth first. And they're casually talking, but the pool guy comes up in conversation.
Yeah.
And she's like,
she basically, lets him know how good he's giving it to her.
oh yeah, and she's
Beat the
like,
shit out of her teeth after that.
oh, because she's like, oh, he's working out great for me. He's so good. How's he for you? And just like, you can, it's eating at him, and so he starts drilling on this tooth, and oh my God,
This is where I was like, when I was saying I liked the effects.
Yeah.
I thought this scene was done really well. Like,
he is just pushing chunks of this tooth off, and it was like, oh my God, he's going to town with this drill. And so this is Jessica.
It's like the feeling is like, to me, is like a wood popsicle stick rubbing against your tooth times 100. I'm just like,
so Jessica stops him, and she knows that this guy is he's not all there. And so she like stops, like goes to talk to him, and he's getting pissed. You don't question him. Yeah. He's a doctor. He knows what he's doing.
This is his office.
This is his business. You don't question how he like runs his business. And so I guess he steps off to the side for a second. I can't remember why.
Well, he
fires her.
Yeah, he fired her.
No, he tells her to go back into the office, finish up with the patient. Because that's when she says, get out of here. Something weird's going on.
Yeah, she does know something weird's going on.
Yeah.
She tells her to hightail it, and she does. And then when the doctor gets back, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? You are unprofessional. And he's like losing his shit.
She said that she left.
Right, yeah, but it doesn't matter. The doctor's like, you should have been able to keep her here. That is your job.
Yeah.
And so she's just like, then she confronts me. She's like a big fuck you to this guy. She's like, look, I found these nylons. I know you're up to shit. I'm going to report you to the dental association and all this shit. And he loses it.
Yeah, and then when she's about to walk out, she throws the evidence at him.
Yeah.
And goes to walk away. Like, I'm gonna prove that you raped this person. Here's the evidence. Bye.
Well,
what are you doing?
I mean, I guess
dramatic
she'd
effect.
probably just go to the person.
Yeah, I know, but it just was like dumb.
Yeah. But so he manages to catch her in the hallway with the nylons.
Yeah.
Pulls her back into the room before anybody can see this go down, right before Karen turns that corner, and then he strangles her.
Fucking Karen.
Yeah. All right. So now after this, oh man, this is so stupid. The whole movie, I felt so bad for Sarah. She just wants her fucking braces off.
Yeah.
Take my damn braces off. It's been 2 years and a day now. Just take them off. 2 years and a day. Yep. And so it is her time.
The doctor, the fucking IRS guy tried to pay her. She's like, yeah, take this.
And the doctor wanted to take her back, I think, if I remember correctly. And the IRS guy's like, no, you're gonna take me, or I'm gonna like put you through all this hell because of all the shit you're doing with your taxes and whatnot. Oh yeah. Don't fuck with me, guy.
Also, he walked up the stairs like, "Hi, remember me?" And it's like, why would she remember you?
Yeah, you don't care. And he tries to pay her off, but she didn't take his money. But it doesn't matter because he's going back first, and like the receptionist's like, geez, sorry, I guess take a seat. Nothing I can do about it. So she has to sit back down again. But I mean, in all honesty, she doesn't know that she's lucky right now. I'm not, really. And so the IRS guy, I will admit, it's wrong of me to think this, but I am so glad he got...
I like the IRS guy. Just because, from a business standpoint, he's actually going to be saving the dentist a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's honestly true.
It's
true. But he's so cocky about it.
It's a good deal. Work on my teeth for a couple hours, and I'll save you probably hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But as the dentist says when he's, doing them in, it'll never end with you.
Yeah.
It's like... It'll always be something you want. It'll never end.
That's true.
Yeah, and plus he had to kill him because, that's corruption and that's filth and he's got to rid the world of decay.
Yeah,
right?
but that apparatus that just keeps spreading his jaw farther and farther. Oh, man.
See, this is when everyone in the office is like, oh, fuck is going on in there? Because this dude is just screaming.
He has a low pain threshold. But that's the funny thing. There's like the one guy that showed up because he's selling dental equipment and wants to become a new rep. And he's like, oh, we've all been there.
Everyone's got a screamer.
Oh, yeah. But dude, okay, so I will say this looked painful and it's cringy. To me, the tooth one was the worst with that drill. But like, he is just stabbing and drilling at this guy's tongue, man.
He's like, move your tongue. Poke, 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 poke.
Oh, man.
Get your tongue out of the way. Get it out of the way, goddammit!
Alan?
What? What is it?
Is there a problem?
No. Not anymore. Low pain threshold. The patient is fine now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Have you seen Jessica?
But she's not here. I had to let her go.
We're short-staffed as it is.
We'll just have to perform her duties ourselves for the rest of the day. That's all.
Maybe there shouldn't be a rest of the day. Maybe we should close up until things are under control.
Things are under control. Everything is under control.
He's interrupted by Karen because she hears all the shit going
Karen,
on.
you know?
Karen's
Yeah,
always
she was asking
Karen.
to see his manager.
Yeah, because he just said that she had a low he had a low pain threshold.
Yeah.
And it'd be fine. He's taking care of it, blah, blah. Back in, but then also I think he went into a different room for a moment.
Yeah.
And then she walks in, I don't know what for, and sees it and freaks out. And then the doctor walks in and says something.
Oh,
he
yeah.
grabs her and he says, "It'll all be over in a minute." Once the air goes and air gets into your brain.
He bonks her head on the wall
yeah,
first.
yeah. He
that's
grabs her
right.
by the hair, like bashes her face into the wall, and then injects an air bubble into her head, and it was like, oh man.
And once the air gets to your brain,
And
Yeah,
then
that's a well-known
she
thing,
just
like-
starts having like a
That's
stroke
why
on the ground.
Yeah.
They always tap and do a little squirt on
Yeah.
the syringe before you use it, so there's no air.
he just injected straight air.
Oh yeah, just
That poor girl.
oh, you
that
can
poor
just
lady.
see it like build up and just that was actually really cool. Like the
Yeah.
effects were really
Deserve that,
good.
though. She didn't deserve that.
No one, well, yeah, no one deserves what they got in this movie.
For all you know, she was feeling extreme bliss.
Maybe
That could have been at climax for her.
hey, people have their
nobody
own
nobody
things, man.
knows what death is like.
That's true.
You know?
So the receptionist now is going to lunch,
Yes.
which I like.
This part confuses the shit out of me. to
She
be honest.
doesn't. She has never seen anything weird go on these past 2 days. She is so oblivious to everything.
She's heard the screams, but like everyone has a screamer.
Yeah, exactly.
Every office has a
And
squirter.
so,
You know?
whoa. I don't know what offices you're going to.
Oh yeah.
Casting couch?
That makes sense then. She's gonna go to lunch, and she tells Sarah like, "Oh, you're next. Just go on back," and she leaves. So she goes back, and the whole scene is insanely ominous. And she sees him, and I honestly thought that she was gonna get like,
Right?
what? No, no.
She just kind of like.
I thought she's gonna kind of get lucky because her
Oh,
teeth.
yeah.
No, haha. Shut up! I knew you were gonna say something. Her teeth are good. He takes the braces off. There's nothing wrong. Perfect teeth. I'm like, oh, well, she followed the rules. Great hygiene. The doctor's okay with this, and everything was going smooth until he looks distortion vision, and her teeth are all disgusting, and he loses his shit again.
Well, because he has an epiphany. He's like, they're so perfect right now.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
can only get worse.
Yeah, and
Everything
they're
is
just gonna
decay.
get worse.
yeah,
It's just that's
I'm
it.
a little disappointed here
why?
That's the truth.
that he went for the gun. Like it's such. He got everyone else in such an interesting dental related.
Well, because
way.
I think because he even said he's like, you're so young and you're so pure. I think because he even said he's like, can you live with the idea that these teeth are just going to get worse?
Yeah,
I think he was trying to, in his own crazy way, help her. He's like, I'm going to put you out of your misery now, so you don't experience the decay of the world and your decaying teeth.
yeah. I guess I could
So
kind of
I think
see
he
that.
was trying to be merciful with the guy. I think he's like, I'm just going to kill you real quick.
in his
Just
own
be done
crazy
with
way.
it.
Yeah. She hits him with the dental light, and it becomes like a hide and seek game.
Pretty much.
And this actually carries out for kind of a long time.
yeah, actually,
Which I thought was stupid. Why don't you just run out of the fucking building?
Yeah.
She runs around for a while in the office and then hides like in the closet. It's like, I would be up the road so fast.
Well, and then the thing is-
screaming and like asking for like help or something. She's
Well, I
in the
don't
building.
think she hid in the closet first. I think she went into the one room with one guy.
No, that was after the closet. She was in the closet for a while.
Yeah, she was.
And,
Just
and
like
this
me.
whole scene, this whole scene kind of carries out for a really long time. And the thing is too, like you're right, she should have ran out. Furthermore, if you look at the size of this building, it must be an office building that has multiple suites and
Yeah.
different companies and businesses in it. She could have ran anywhere.
Yeah, go across the hall to the other company and be
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
call the police, lock the door.
Right.
This dude's got a gun.
And instead, she hides in there. He's trying to find her. She runs into the IRS guy, and she tries to help him, but then he tries to help her.
Yeah.
And there's just, oh my God. And all this, in all this shenanigans, I felt bad because she's like in tears and she's just like, I won't eat candy. I'll brush 3 times a day. And I think he kind of like three times a day. And like, he's trying to kind of like, I don't know, rationalize with it sort of.
I like how that's what it took though, for her to say that. And he just kind of like, after a few minutes of saying it, repeating himself, he just kind of left. He noped and went away.
Yeah.
But honestly,
he's just like, no candy 3 times a day.
You know, everybody goes to the dentist.
She's like, I promise.
Everybody experiences the same thing at the dentist. The dentist is like, you know, how often do you floss? And everybody says, like, never.
Oh, yeah.
And the dentist is like, well, you really should. But if my dentist pulled out a gun and was like, you're going to floss your fucking teeth, bitch. I'd be like, yes, sir. I would floss 100 times a fucking day.
I'll even floss my ass for you if you want.
So now the detectives and all these cops show up at this office and they get her, but he's already gone. And the end gets a little wacky for me. Yeah. He ends up at like this dental school. He sees everybody.
He teaches.
Yeah,
because that's what's her face. His
assistant's just like,
or the office manager.
She's just going on like babbling about how he was so normal. He was a good doctor. He was a good teacher.
Okay,
would you shut up?
This end scene was kind of dumb, except for I do like this one little tiny segment of it, and he examines this one guy's mouth. And this guy's got some great teeth, and he looks at him and he's like, vile, infected, pulsating. This needs lancing. And the guy gets up, I want a second opinion. I started cracking. I was like, yeah. I was like, I would too, dude.
Here's my second opinion.
Before the detective shows up at the office, he's at his house.
Oh man, I can't believe I glossed over this.
Which is strange for some reason this time around, and I don't know because this guy is such a clean freak.
Yes,
and he's been covering up his tracks pretty okay. Not great, but pretty okay.
Pretty okay.
Like for some reason there is this obvious trail of bright red blood leading from like the front yard all the way to the backyard on like their perfectly white cement.
Yes.
It's because he didn't finish off Pool Boy enough, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, because he just killed him and left him.
Yeah, because he cut his throat and then stabbed him a bunch of times and left.
Okay,
right.
so the pool guy took off and let the blood trail. Okay, so
because they find his body like hanging over a shrub or something.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
I love this scene, and I cannot believe I forgot this. It is so dumb because this is the reason they went to the office to catch this guy, is because the detective he bends down, puts his finger in the blood, rubs his fingers together, and is like, "Yup, blood." Goes into the house. He touches the glass. He touches the pill bottle. I think
fingerprints on everything.
Yeah. Then he touches the baby food, and then he tastes the baby food off his same blood finger.
Yeah, this was weird because it's like, why is he tasting the baby food?
Why is he touching everything? This is a crime scene.
He like shoves his finger in the baby food and is like, yeah, it's baby food.
What was it? When they were coming up to when they got there to his office, he's just nonchalantly leaving.
Oh yeah, and he's even like driving right next to a cop. I like that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's just all nonchalant. No one cares.
But yeah, and it's this really awkward scene at the end where he's like flipping out with the kids at the school.
I didn't think it was that awkward. Only because like he's trying his best to still keep it together, but he's obviously so crazy.
He's at this point. He's lost it. He's like he's trying to keep it together, but at this point he can't.
Right,
and he's gone already.
He's flipping out, telling everybody extract everything. Like he wants people pulling teeth and
pulls a gun on him.
Yep, everybody takes off running.
The fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Doesn't Second Opinion get shot?
Does he?
Somebody gets shot.
Yeah, somebody.
He shot him, but when it came back to, it's like it seemed like he just shot him in the arm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because he hallucinated that he was the pool boy.
Oh.
That the guy was the pool
Holy
boy.
crap, I think I missed that twice.
Yeah, he shot the pool boy hallucination, which was the guy just trying to get like not
because
teeth
I do remember a gunshot, but for some reason I thought that was more of a kind of like a warning kind of a shot thing.
Oh, no.
I guess I don't recall anybody getting shot. But yeah, so then of course all these police show up and he takes off running, trying to hide. It all comes to this weird ending when in this complex somebody's on a stage singing opera.
Yeah.
and he is brought to tears. It's so beautiful.
Because it's opera, man. He loves opera.
And he walks out onto the stage, and she turns, and I think
he went to touch her.
Yeah,
because he quietly walked up, and then he reached out and touched her, and all of a sudden
she
spun
turns.
around.
Yeah, and she looks like the crazy wife's post tooth pulling face. I mean, it is actually pretty grotesque. It's kind of silly, but it's gross.
And then he just falls down.
And I think he realizes. I think he at this moment comes to the realization, I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And he just gives up.
His lunacy finally broke, and it's just like, oh, fuck.
And it's kind of funny. I mean, I don't, not like funny, haha, but I just like the end where the camera pulls back and the detectives, everybody just still, they're all just standing there.
Yeah.
Okay, Feinstone, it's time for your regular visit.
I won't. Oh, God. You can't make me. I won't.
Okay, guys.
No! Yes!
But yeah, that's the end. That's the whole movie. I don't know about
It
you
should
guys.
have ended there.
No.
It should have ended there.
It should have ended there. 100%.
That was not the end.
Why do you keep trying to cut shit
Because
short? What
the
fuck?
end,
Oh, damn
for
it.
me, lowered the rating another point. So like day
Yeah,
2
well,
lowered it a point, and then the end
you know,
lowered it
and
a
that's
point.
probably-
And like
The story he was telling to the patient he saw.
Yes. in his crazy white padded room in his cell.
But then they come to get him for an appointment.
Yeah, his appointment. He's getting his teeth cleaned, and I'm assuming, and that was my question. I actually have that written down. Was that really her?
I don't know if that was like her, and if that was real, or if it was part of his lunacy because he doesn't want to get his teeth cleaned by another dentist because he's seeing her and everything he did. So like when his lunacy broke, like it broke, so he realized everything he did, but now he's tormented by it.
Right.
So when he's just getting his teeth cleaned, that break is just him hallucinating everything he did wrong. So it's just tormenting him.
that makes a lot more sense. He's just hallucinating again that his dentist is his ex-wife.
I like that more. Honestly, I wasn't sure. I was like, was that supposed to actually be her? Was pretty much the only question I had.
I took it that he hallucinated it. However, there was a part of me that took it literal because that's what lame horror movies do. They give you these shitty twist endings.
And, you know, you could tell that her gums.
Yeah.
They were so massive because obviously they were fake gums covering up her teeth.
Yeah.
Your gums are not like 10 inches fucking long.
Yeah,
right?
it looked ridiculous, but
That
it was still
absolute silly.
What's funny is like she didn't look that bad in the opera shot, but they probably were like reusing the.
Well, I don't think they looked that bad in the opera shot or the other one because she also had her lips and everything else was swollen, so I think they brought that down so that it didn't her gums didn't stick down below it. If that makes sense.
They also probably were reusing the same prosthetics. And
Yeah,
everything.
probably.
So that was probably like the final shot with them. And it just didn't look that great, at least compared to the others.
But yeah, I forgot all about it. And thinking of it as just that's how he, you know, like you said, like his lunacy, and that's how he's hallucinating. That's why he doesn't want to get his teeth cleaned. He kind of screwed things up for himself. That's a much better way of looking at it.
Yeah, when you look at it that way, it's a much better ending.
It
Still
is.
a crap ending, but much better than what I
But
thought.
no, and I did like I say, half of me kind of took it still seriously because that's what a lot of horror movies do. They just give you these weird, like I swear to God, if you take off the twist ending on most horror movies, kind of makes them a better movie.
Yeah.
But they always add these weird ass silly twists.
And I forgot to bring up the second part because I remember I had said they were like, oh, the robber never used a gun before, so maybe it's not the robber that's been in the neighborhood. Remember?
Yeah,
Before they knew it was him. When they came back and they said they had tested the bullet and they said what kind of bullet it was, the detective says, oh, that's not the robber's gun.
What? He did?
He did say that, which makes no sense because they had said the robber never used a gun before, so how would they know that
Because
that wasn't
he
his
was the
gun?
robber.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Plot holes.
The detective is the robber. And he kind of narked himself a little bit.
And
Like,
his name was Robert. No, it wasn't. I don't know what his name was. But yeah, I had to bring that up because I was like, wait a minute. How do they know that didn't come from the robber's gun if they've never recorded the robber using a gun before? How do they know what gun he has?
That's just bad writing,
What the
poor
hell was
dialogue.
that?
You know,
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, I just had to go back to that.
that's pretty good. Yeah, no, but yeah, that's what it is. The detective is the robber, and that's why he's not getting caught because he's working his own case. It is time for final thoughts and
pie.
ratings. No, not pie. Pie? Is that what you said?
Pie. I thought you had pie today.
No, it is National Apple Pie Day. Legitly.
Well, where the hell's the pie?
Didn't get one yet. Haven't gone anywhere.
You knew we were going to be here.
Quarantine.
Bitch,
didn't
hurry
go
up.
there.
Store
All right.
now.
No, we're going into final thoughts and ratings. Because I went into this blindly, I'm actually going to go first. I'll save you guys, the headache. I was told to watch this movie for a long time, and because I didn't really know what to pick. And I'm not disappointed. I am not disappointed. Like, it was fun and enjoyable, and even my second time through, I kept stopping, even though I just wanted to go through quickly and take some notes. I kept stopping to rewatch scenes, so it's kind of captivating, and I like the dental work, and it's so cringing, and that's the whole idea behind it. So I want to say that this is just a touch above average. I'm torn between the two I want to give it, but I guess I'll give it a 5.5. I almost went 6, but I don't know if I could justify that extra half. I'm going to go 5.5. Generous. Let's go with Mike next.
So I don't know what to think about this movie. I feel like it's gonna have like the polar syndrome, where the more I would watch it, the worse it would get. I really like the effects. They were cringing, like they just, you know what I mean? Like, they were horrible in a way that I couldn't quite look at them when they were doing them, which I think makes it all that much better. So I was gonna give it a 4, but I think I'm gonna round it out at a 5 because it pretty much is really average. The second half was kind of shit, but the beginning was enjoyable. Pass it over to Russell.
If I had to base it on the first half of the movie, I would have probably given it a 6.
Oh, nice.
But there was just, they kept bringing, the more they brought in the detective and the more they started killing people, it just started to fall apart. So I think I need to give it a 4.5. I think a 4.5 is good. I'm going to leave it there, and I really want to know what Isaiah has to say, because he's either going to give it like a 1 or a 10, and I'm really hoping it's a 10 because,
I did not know how much I didn't want to watch this movie until I started watching this movie. I'm like, I don't want to watch this no more. No, I do feel like it does have a sense of polar syndrome because it's like the main basis of the movie was good, but with the whole detective was like poorly planned out comedic part, it just didn't mesh properly with the rest of the movie. But at the same time, the second half did feel like it just started to derail a little bit. But no, all them teeth bits, I was ungodly uncomfortable for the whole. I was like, I want to look away, but I was like, I need to pay attention to this movie so I can actually talk about it. But that was the most uncomfortable I've ever been watching fucking anything.
Nice.
Somebody has a tooth phobia.
I don't know. Like, my girlfriend has her problem is eye stuff. Like, she don't like teeth things, but like when you see eye stuff, it's like she gets like horribly uncomfortable and it makes her sick. And I'm just like, mine's teeth shit apparently. I'm just like, I can't. Like, I could watch eyeball, like people get their eyeballs fucked with. I just kind of like, but not as bad as this. So, but overall, I'll give it a 5.
Wow.
It's not,
wow. I was not expecting that.
It's not a bad movie, but I didn't like it because of how uncomfortable it made me.
I think that's why I got a higher rating for me, because like these things made me so uncomfortable. And like they did their job.
All the practical effects were great. That's why I hated them.
And I do want to add one thing. You said the poorly timed comedic detective bits or whatever. I don't think those were supposed to be comedic.
I don't think
they felt like it.
They did feel like it.
I mean, despite the fact they seem silly, I think they were 100% legit. I don't think they were trying to be comical. It just kind of came off that way. Well, that's a 5 from Mike, a 4.5 from Russell, 5 from Isaiah, and 5.5 from yours truly. Guys, I want to thank you so much for listening in on the conversation, but you know what? You can do more than just listen. You can be a part of it. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Rewind Guys Pod. That's REWGUYSPOD. Or email us at REWGUYSPOD@gmail.com and let us know what you think about this movie or any movie we've reviewed here on the podcast. Hope to see you guys next week. Wait. When did you watch The Dentist? Like, just today?
Like 5 minutes ago.
Really? Oh, that's good. That's so good.
I'm literally not okay.